Let's move to the next panel for the day. Women in AI, driving innovation and inclusion in Bharat. Exploring how women in AI are driving innovation, fostering inclusivity, and shaping Bharat's AI ecosystem through leadership, research, and entrepreneurship. For this panel, I'd like to invite Anuja Dhawan, co-founder Dubverse, Ajmani, founder AIVeda Technology, Shubhi Agarwal, co-founder LocoBuzz, Ujjyaini Mitra, founder and CEO, TheDeltacube.ai, and Udisha Srivastava from Business Standard to moderate the panel.
Hello everyone, a very warm afternoon. It's literally getting warmer every day. I'll just start with a brief introduction of myself and then I'll pass the opportunity to my panelists here. I am Udisha Srivastava, I'm a correspondent at Business Standard, and at this point in time I am covering startups largely. What would be of concern and noteworthy here is that I also cover the policy aspect of artificial intelligence and also some bit of the VC firms too. So that is my introduction. I'll just quickly lay out what you can expect from this session. We'll start with the introduction from our panelists and we'll delve into some questions which would be about the theme of this session, which is women in AI. We'll talk about the aspects of inclusivity, innovation, development in technology, and also the opportunities and challenges that we are facing when we are building products for India. So that is one part of it. And towards the end of the session, I have some very fun, light-hearted questions prepared to just sort of entertain my panelists and to all of you. And towards the last 5 to 7 minutes, we will take the questions from our guests. So let's just get right into it. Starting from with Anuja. Anuja, I want all of the panelists as well to introduce themselves, talk about the company, what it does, and then we'll take it from there.
Hey everybody, Anuja this side. I'm the founder for Dubverse. We basically are a Gen AI company building our foundational models from India for speech. So we basically are running with a mission to break the language barrier that we see on the internet. And of course, India, I think, is the land of languages. So that's the problem statement that we're running with. We've been in operations for over 3 years now. And we solve for use cases like video dubbing, video subtitle. We've done some work which is live on Netflix also right now. Some of those milestones is what we've been able to cover. But I think still a long way to go. Building for Bharat is, I think, very difficult, 10 times more difficult than just building a startup. So I think learning through all of those challenges and happy to be here.
All right. First of all, good afternoon. And I think it's a pleasure to be here speaking in front of you all, lovely audience. I'm Ajmani. I'm founder and CEO of AIVeda. It's a solutions and services company for AI. We are working very strongly with manufacturing, education, healthcare, and finance. We have created a few accelerators which help businesses innovate in AI and start their inclusive journey of AI. As a person, I am into technology for 20 years. My role has mostly been, bridging the gap between technology and businesses. Initially, digital transformation, now AI. And we are doing, as a company, we are also doing a lot of research on AI and creating accelerators, which you can start picking up. You can integrate into your solution, whether it's for customers, it's for patients, or whether it's for, increasing your revenues in the finance terms. Apart from AI, I think I'm also very passionate about mentorship, ethical AI, and how, responsibly we can start AI journey in Bharat. Thank you. I look forward for discussion.
Yes, Shubhi. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Shubhi Agarwal. I am the co-founder and CEO at LocoBuzz. We are actually a customer experience platform. We are not truly, completely just AI company. AI happens to be part of our journey because we are technocrats, because we are kind of, working in the space of technology. But having said that, AI has been part of our journey. We are not an AI company per se. However, we have created first of its kind use cases, business cases, which have been there through LocoBuzz, which has actually helped our clients increase their efficiencies and reduce the turnaround times significantly. As a company, we work with almost about 300 plus clients who are based not just in India, but outside India as well. And the sectors are quite different. So when it comes to talking about our clients, it's banking, hospitality, travel, automation. All of these have been working with us for many, many years. So learning has been immense. We are not, and also something very interesting, we have just celebrated our 10th anniversary 2 days back. So there has been a great learning over a period of time. Very excited to share all those things here today. So yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
Hey, hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Ujjyaini, and thanks for having me here. I'm founder and CEO of TheDeltacube.ai and Setu. So we are absolutely work in the data transformation, digital transformation, and AI and innovation transformation for our clients. And at the same time, we also do a lot of talent enablement in the same space. Because every day so many new topics, new technologies are coming, and the pace at which it's changing is tremendous, and it's very difficult. Talents are finding it very tough to be able to keep it up. So we are the Setu, we are the bridge who is bridging this talent gap for the organizations, and we always try to build the industry-ready talents, whether it is from the students or even at the CXO level. Try to keep them, everyone, available at the same pace of the technology growth.
Thank you all four of you for wonderfully introducing yourselves. Congratulations, Shubhi, for completing 10 years, and all of you who are on the way to that journey. In the sequence that you introduce yourselves, I also want to understand some of the challenges, some of the hurdles that you faced in the journey when you actually entered into the field of technology, then when you got into learning and understanding artificial intelligence, and then also finding and establishing your own companies which are about AI, and since then. So while you're answering that question, if you could focus a little bit also upon the anecdotes, that would help communicate the challenges even better. So, Anuja, yes.
Thanks. I think that can take a whole day, so I'll try and sum it up as short as possible. See, when you're doing a startup, it's primarily that you want to build something out of thin air, right? So challenges will be immense, right? You every day wake up in a sort of a fire situation and you figure out stuff. But I think what has been most challenging for us as a technology company building out of India, building for India, has been that it's something that not has happened multiple times. Right, we've seen great D2C companies, we've now seen fintech companies as well. But if there's a tech company that you have to really look up to, or deep tech work that's happened from India, there are far and few. Right, so that really poses a challenge from customer acceptance, from investor trust as well. That how are you able to do it for the first time? So I think that's more broader. But when we come to the solution, so to say, that we're trying to build, we sort of started with the mindset of the problem when COVID was happening, right? And everything available on the internet was primarily in English. So we said if digital education is to really enter India, that cannot happen just being in English. Only 10% India really speaks English, does not really understand English as well. So how do we break that barrier? So I think from there, the first problem that we faced was data availability in Indian languages. That is like still, I think if you look at these largest models as well, Indian languages are the long tail of it. Hindi, Tamil are still included, but if you go to the obscure languages like Odia and Assamese, does not exist at all. So solving for those, I think, has been the biggest challenge. Now, I think with whatever has happened in the 6 to 8 months, how AI ecosystem is moving, I think there's a lot more support from the government that we see, because they are the largest holders of the data sets, those are available. So I think that's the primary thing. And second, I think in AI, the maximum problem is GPUs, right? Those are the most expensive asset that you really need to consume at scale. So I think that's, of course, a subpart of the capital that's available, but I think GPU availability is the largest that we're still trying to figure out. That's the major part of the hustle in a certain way, where how do we sort of place that in place. And I think an antidote there is that all of these big techs are very supportive. for early stage startups, right? They have multiple programs. So we've been a part of Google for Startup, Microsoft Hub, ML Elevate by AWS, right? So all of these end up giving you a lot of credits. So your early 0 to 1 journey is more or less taken care of. And I think with these Indian service providers also, those are coming, which have a lot of GPUs available. There again, they have startup programs. So getting into all of those really help. Partners like TIE really help to sort of initially get to your 0 to 1 from a capability standpoint. And then of course it depends on the solution and how you're able to scale it and how you're able to build a business on top of it.
I think Anuja has mostly covered most of the points, but as a founder of a solution and services company, so we are not limited to any domain, right? We work with a lot of domains like manufacturing, we work with education, we work with finance, and all kind of startups, like starting from innovation startup to agri startup to even astrology startup. They all are looking to start their AI journey, to start somewhere. But then the challenge is to make them understand the value of AI, right? AI is just more than technology, right? It is more human-centric. So we have to understand the gist, and a lot of power from us also goes in making the idea incepted in organizations, right? So a lot of teaching, a lot of education goes when an enterprise wants to start an AI. There's definitely a mandate in 2025 in most of the industries we are working with from CXO level that they have to start their AI journey. But how to start, where to start is something we help them, and there's a lot of education which is required on how you start your AI journeys. Apart from that, another challenge which I see with a lot of CXO is that they want to start small, they want to start with POC, they want to start with pilot, but they fail to understand that you cannot create or you cannot understand the ROI of AI or of AI automation by doing just a pilot or by just doing a POC. You have to go at a scale to understand the value, right? Only if you completely automate a process, then you understand the ROI of it and how is it benefiting to your overall infrastructure or overall output which is coming out of your manufacturing unit, or overall sentiment which is coming out of the data analysis of your customer. It cannot be done by a subset of your data. It has to be done through and through. So two major challenges is education, adoption, and scale, which is coming in AI factor. But I see 2025 as a very bright future, specifically for Bharat's AI journey. When it comes to India AI, a lot of incubators coming for AI-specific organizations, and a lot of support from OEMs like Google and AWS, wherein you can register, you can start getting credits. Of course, GPU is extensive. It is expensive, but that's the power, right? If you are trying to automate a process, wo compute kahin to jayega, right? From human, it will go to GPU, but that has to be there. So that's the shift, that you are taking the human power to GPU power. So we have to, understand that balance.
Thank you, Shubhi.
So when we started with this idea, the idea was very, very simple, that I want to create a bridge where customers and my clients, they have a understanding where the relationship between a client and a customer goes beyond one single transaction. Everything that happened, whether it is done through technology, whether it is done through AI, is working on the same principle that, okay, is it going to improve the customer journey for the client? Then we are going to put that as a method, and we are going to adopt that technology, and we are going to do that. However, like some of us said earlier also, and some of us discussed right now, there is a cost to technology. That the cost of technology when initial days are obviously very high. But having said that, right now when we are looking at India today, the cost of AI is definitely becoming much more affordable. So, technology is truly breaking barriers, because there is a kind of FOMO which is happening at least across the sectors and across the clients that we deal with. Those who are working with AI, they feel that, okay, I am ahead of this game, and those who are not, they want to catch up, and they don't want to be not using AI and not leveraging the power of it. Because if I can do something with less resources, less investments, then why not? But it takes a long period of time to create that use case and convince them to put the money where the mouth is, because it's not going to be like an overnight switch that, okay, here I am working in the traditional setup, but look, there's the AI, and this AI will take away all the agents and everything will continue working. It takes time. It takes time because you have to set up the guardrails. You have to ensure that the AI is talking the language which your customers want to hear. AI is talking the language which as a brand you want to talk about. And as a brand you have a persona and you have to stick with that. So all of this is kind of like a initial challenge which comes about. Sometimes it's easy to navigate, sometimes it's not. But I think the only thing which I live by is hustle always and be persistent. So, you know, somebody or the other will definitely see value in what you're trying to bring to the table.
I'll talk about, 3 situations, and we have faced it because we not only work with the high-tech industry, but also a lot of traditional industries like print media, manufacturing, or even the ESG, like the green energy kind of domains. And the first question comes is, okay, there is a mandate from the top, from our board. We have to do some Gen AI. Tell us what we can do. It doesn't start with a problem statement. It doesn't. It's like, it's a FOMO. I mean, everyone is doing. I also have to do. Tell me what can I do. Yes. The second is they think like it's a magical. Gen AI or AI is like a magic. Someone aake kuch jhanda ghumayega ho jayega. So they are like, within a week, what can I show to my board? So, these are some of the places we need to take a lot of energy to educate them and, hold masterclasses, sessions, make them understand. But still, one thing I agree, everyone, large part of the organizations, clients are thinking, can I start small? Can I first taste the water? Can I first figure out, will the investment make a meaning for me? And then I will take a bigger bet. And this is exactly where the challenges are coming, because with a small prototype, they can only realize a very small, and it's not like a linear. In technology, it takes an S-curve. So, it's never like a linear. With a small, I get X, therefore if I make it a 10X, I'll get 10X. No, with 10X, you will get 100X. Now, that something is a little bit of a challenge. But yes, I think it's a chicken and egg situation. But there are some cases like people who have taken the leap, and we can show those examples, and then there is some way that others are also coming.
No, thank you, Ujjyaini, for that perspective. So I was talking to one of the founders recently, and I said, how are you promoting or encouraging the firms you have invested in to adopt AI? And then he said that, exactly to your point, that sometimes it happens that your firm is deploying ChatGPT to write emails, and then you say that, I have integrated AI into my operations. Like, that's not how it works. It has to be some sustainable, some innovative product, and in a way that you're solving the problem statement. So one question I'm going to ask, there are 2 parts of this question, and 2 of you can take each part. So, and it's very rare also, I want to mention that, you have all the women on the dais. It's very rare, and I thank Delhi for that initiative. So let's talk about the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusivity. How are you, because all of you are companies which are 3 to 10 year old, how have you integrated these principles at the foundation level of your own company, and what results have you seen that it has given you? That's one part of the question. Number 2 is that when you are developing, when you are investing in technology, and when you are developing products, how important that becomes. Now I understand, every industry needs to be inclusive and all of that, but specifically when you are developing some tech product, when you are developing, some AI model, how important that factor becomes. So first part, any of you can take, and then. Yes.
First thing first, I am a little biased towards women, and I have no shame telling it. So if there is at the same level of capabilities, if there is a woman and there is a man, I will always hire the women, and that's a very clear policy for the organization. if there is a women candidate who apply, I ensure I speak to the person and it doesn't end, the interview doesn't end only with my male colleagues. And 50% of actually our organization is women. So at times our clients end up asking, Ujjyaini, do you only hire women? I said, no, there are many men also, but 50% of the organization are men. And I never ask questions which are terrible, because I don't want to ask the question which I felt bad about, like whether you are married, whether you have children, how will you manage time. Nothing, none of those questions ever asked. And even if your male colleagues ask such a question, they are penalized for that.
Thank you, Jenny, for that. 50% women in your company, that's amazing, yes.
I think I have a different perspective to it. I think at early stage, because we are very early, right? We are like 3 years old and building it with a small team. I really see supply as a problem. I've been in the startup ecosystem for about 10 years now, and I think what I can sort of think back is where I've not seen a lot of females enter very high-risk jobs, right? Be sort of a sales leader at a very early organization, because it requires a very different sort of a grit and a different sort of a DNA, so to say, and that's what usually is taken up by males. So I've experienced it firsthand, and even in the last 3 years, I think I have definitely tried putting in that additional effort to hire females, but I don't see that reciprocation happening from the market. We are about 15 people. We just have one more female apart from me right now. And I'm also asked this question and to come here and sort of do all of that. But I really see that as a supply problem from the market, from the females to be willing to take that risk, from females to go on maybe to start with a very high risk, low paying job and then build up from there. Most people or friends around me, right, are seeking more stability, are seeking more work-life balance, which is great, which is not for everybody, which is great. But I think on the ground, I really think it's a supply problem. And I think same way is good for founders as well. If you look at more female-founded companies, those are, again, like the previous panel also said, right, wellness, sustainability, things on those lines. So how many females are really taking those risks? And I think from an investor standpoint also, it's a supply problem. If they get 1% of deal flow from females, 1% will only get funded. So I think that's my purview of whatever I've learned in the last 10 years being in this ecosystem.
Thanks, Anuja, for pointing out that challenge that the industry is facing. Shubhi and Leher, I want to understand from you how important it is to be inclusive, to have diversity at your organization when you're building AI products.
So I agree completely with Anuja on that. There is definitely a supply problem, but for us, and we have operated with this principle, and I think most of us follow the same principle. I think when you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for somebody who is capable. You're looking for capability. You're looking for merit. You're looking for attitude. You're looking for the intent to put that hard work. So if it doesn't matter which form it comes in, it really does not. So whether it happens to be a female, great, then I have covered diversity. If it happens to be somebody else, then yes, I have already covered inclusivity. But we are not going to do it for a checkbox that, okay, I need to do this as a company, because that will not go as per the DNA of what and how we have founded this company, how we have built this team. It is purely on capability and merit. And that's how I think everybody, like all the entrepreneurs anywhere, would kind of look at it.
Leher?
I absolutely second my panelist thought process. I am little biased, like Jenny, that we would love to have women on board. In fact, throughout my journey of 20 years, I've been telling my teammates that don't quit, because there is definitely a problem of finding the right talent. And as founders of startups, we have to be very, very careful whom we are picking up. It's just not about the talent; it's also about inclusivity, right? It's also about whether they fit into the startup ecosystem, because most of them are either, driven by a thought process that they should have a lot of leaves, they should have all the corporate benefits, but a startup environment is very different. It's very dynamic, it's very agile. So that kind of challenge is definitely there, but having said that, we are very keen to have women on board. We try to keep finding the profiles for women, which is very difficult. But one thing which I personally think is that, women, they have attention to detail. When any task is given, when we are thinking of a solution, or when we are creating a solution, they have diverse ideas, right? So that inclusivity not just by having a male or female on board, but also the ideation, right? The kind of vision they can bring when it comes to a product, the kind of human-centric sentiment that can be added to an AI element is something which we are keen to explore, and I keep trying to reach out to a lot of women for that.
Thank you, Leher, for that perspective. It's really in-depth. I think any conversation around AI should not go without talking about the need to ensure that whatever you are working with and around AI is responsible and ethical at the same time. So I want your comments on how are you making sure that, given all of you are founders who are into the AI space in a way, some way or the other, how are you making sure that the products that you are building, the services that you are providing, they are sustainable, they rely, and their foundation is on ethical and responsible principles? Shubhi can start, I think.
So, like from our perspective, we are very, very technology-driven company. We like to create those guardrails, whether it is like creating a complete knowledge-based basis, which there will be intelligence, there will be AI obviously playing its role, but then again, so I'm kind of measuring that area that, okay, here is AI, but here is where your operational playing, yeah. So don't go like hallucinate on me, it still does, but like defining that kind of a thing helps us to kind of say more confidently that, you know, this is how we are operating, and it's very, very clear to both not us, but also our users on what to expect and where to, if the error has happened, why it has happened. Also, like when we are using AI to kind of, like we work with consumer conversations, a lot of times it is very, very mixed. So, okay, if somebody is showing anger, what is the reason why we have identified this as an angry mention and not a happy mention or not a neutral mention? Why is it negative? So giving all that very, very clearly so that everybody, like whoever is looking at that particular thing, they know that, okay, this is how my AI engine is kind of deriving insights from there. And keeping it out there, I think anywhere accountability and transparency kind of builds that kind of thing, and that's what we are kind of following.
Leher, you wanted to, yes.
Sure. I think this is one sector which I am very passionate about. I've been joining a lot of events and forums, especially a global partnership on AI or India AI, because it's very important to understand that AI, while it is an automation which can help you innovate, which can help you redefine your ROIs, at the same time, it can also impact negatively to our society, right? I don't know if you're aware of or not, but in US, wherein we have the maximum data policies, there has been a fraud going on with kids ranging from 5 to 6 years to 16 years, where AI conversation is taking as much as information possible on their personal level at a scale which you can't even think. And then the manipulation is happening. Similarly, I as AIVeda, I as company, we are working on conversation AI. We are working on talking to human, talking to elders, in a manner where, as a human, we are trying to talk to elders and understand their sentiments. We are trying to talk to customers, understand their sentiment. We are trying to talk to customers, give them inputs. So we also have to ensure that we are creating those boundaries very defined manner, that nothing out of our shop goes unnoticed or uncanned, right? So it has to be a responsibility of each of us who are driving those AI organizations to ensure that we are not helping, promoting, or supporting any such cause wherein some AI goes into unethical manner and is not responsible towards society.
Yeah, thank you, Leher and Shubhi, for this. I think we are running, towards the end. So as I promised, I'm just going to throw some fun questions here. It's sort of a rapid fire. So I mean, you'll have to share the mic, right? And answer as quickly as possible. I hope you will enjoy these questions. And I also request those who are, into the session, listen to the questions and think of the answers in your mind, right? If AI, Shubhi, we are ready. If AI could be your personal assistant for a day, what's the first thing you would have it to do?
Check my calendar and immediately start booking Uber.
Okay.
Cook for me.
Yes, yes. Answer.
So I think that's one, but I will try AI to manage my work and personal life.
I think manage my team, please.
Wonderful. What's one totally random thing you wish AI could do right now?
I think for this forum, bring equality in the world. But because of the forum, right? Bring equality in the world.
I think start getting more women on board on technology. Train them, bring them to Founders Club.
AI can do that. Train them. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
start
absolutely.
early. Start early and become employable in technology.
Yeah, help answer some questions which I can't.
Okay. If AI could become a famous celebrity, what kind of career do you think it would have? I'll answer tech influencer, according to me.
If AI, some personality becomes famous,
What kind of profession AI would have?
I think it will take away all the profession.
So you are still not aware of the power of AI. It's kind of unexplored, but yes, it can take up any kind of role which you can think of. So be prepared, upgrade yourself. That is the only thing which we can say. Upgrade your skills so that AI doesn't make you redundant.
I think it can pick up a very good role of a psychologist.
If I have to name a celebrity, I would say the Joker or Elon Musk.
Too political.
I have more questions, which I think I can take outside if you're running towards the end. Thank you all of you for actually participating and sharing your insights. Thank you everybody for actually listening in, and thank you Taiti. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Udisha, for that. Secret desires came out. Thank you. Yeah, we'll just take a group picture. We'd like to thank our gift partner, Pure Natural Products Private Limited, and thank you to the founder, Rajiv Dev Taneja, please.